This is RadioOnFire.com. Yours truly, Diamond K, in here alongside my father.
Hey,
how you doing, Dad?
Hey, wouldn't want to be anywhere else but right here.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. The weather is the cold weather has arrived.
Well, you know, Jack is here.
Jack
Frost. Jack Frost. I was going to tell my brother. I said, Jack, because when when it's changing, the wind is blowing hard, the warm is leaving, and the cold is coming. I said, yeah, well, Jack gonna win out. Jack Frost gonna win out.
Yeah, well, you remember that old story about the wind and the sun.
Exactly.
I love that story.
It's
I love that story.
Classic. Yes. And it's so true. You can, fire up the jacket and be blowing and trying to get that jacket off, and nah.
And the sunshine, and the sun will beat the wind every day.
Yeah, just let that sun come out. He just takes it off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So a lot of topics that I want to cover. Of course, we are. It doesn't seem like it, but we are up on almost 2 years of Donald Trump being in office. Yeah. He loves every minute of it. Yeah. Oh yeah. He definitely
every minute of it. It's been a fast 2 years though. It's been fast to me, and it's gone by, and he stays in the headlines. He just loves it.
He dominates the headlines.
Well, that's true.
Most people don't want this kind of attention.
No. Because Obama loved being president. Clinton loved it, but they didn't want this kind of day every 15 seconds. I mean, just unbelievable. And he don't never get sick. Have you ever heard of him being sick? Had a cold?
He has some kind of post-nasal drip, though. He's always random sniffs, like kind of. But weird.
It doesn't put him down.
No. He doesn't. He doesn't get a call. I think he just has that, but it doesn't stop him.
Yeah. No. He like the Energized Bunny. The brother keep running, going, going.
So as this time is going, and I'm looking more at the landscape of the charges, the allegations against the president. You got Michael Cohen with his issues. He's supposed to get sentenced tomorrow, and Manafort and his cooperation, no cooperation, that whole thing, and Butna, the girl, the Russian girl, and her thing, and this is materializing, but I'm actually leaning towards nothing's going to happen to Trump. I think he's going to finish out the term.
Yeah, he might, and it's a scary proposition because you just don't know what he will do in the next 2 years, especially fighting with the Democrats. But I don't, just like the sentencing, it's not going to be about anything coming up with Cohen and just like Flynn, we think he doesn't deserve any jail time, and so we'll see. I'm thinking that this guy's got the crack. Trump. He has got to. It's a hell of a lot of pressure just being the president. Mm-hmm. But going through the day in, day out, every 10 minutes of what he's going through is. Think about how Clinton looked. The expressions he had on his face when he was going through with Monica Lewinsky. He looked like he wanted to commit suicide.
Here's the difference, though. It's why I also don't recommend anybody investing in Tesla. Because
the car, Tesla.
The company.
The company. Okay.
Investing in stock.
Okay.
The car, fine. I'm talking about if you have money to spend, and I don't recommend you investing in Tesla because the boss over there is a genius, but he don't give a he don't care. You know what I'm saying? And Trump is the same way from the standpoint of he don't care. So Clinton and President Obama, both of them had stress levels because they genuinely were concerned. How's this going to look? How's this going to feel? You know, one of my daughters, my daughter, Clinton, you know what I mean? That thing, the country, patriotic, but you know, my legacy, all these things were a concern to them. Trump doesn't care about none of that stuff. None. He'll get another wife if he has to as well. You know what I mean? He doesn't care. So I don't think he's under stress. I think he's more frustrated about, he doesn't want to hire people. He wants to be the chief of staff. He wants to be the lawyer. He wants to be the vice president. He wants to date his daughter. He wants to do everything. He don't want Kushner there. He wants his job.
Well, I mean, that's true. He does not have any normal feelings, and I guess I guess in order to do this like he's doing it, you can't care because you got, you would be sleeping at night and your eyes would pop up open, you can't sleep. But it doesn't affect him.
I think he sleeps fine at night. I think he sleeps fine, you know.
And then I guess the staff is saying, what are we going to do? Shut up, this is fine.
Bring me some McDonald's and another Coke.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But I think that I think he's gonna crack because he.
Now, when you say crack, you mean now? I've been refreshing my, studying of Nixon and Watergate, and I don't like Nixon, but I have respect for him, and what he was able to almost do. You know, I really respected the fact that he came close, was defeated, humiliated, counted out, and came back to weasel his way in to become president after he was counted out. Took his presidency. Yes, and went home and lost. He got his butt kicked by John F. Kennedy. He should have been done. He should have been over with based on, the way he looked on paper. The young.
He was the vice president.
Right. He was supposed to be, it was all set up for him and he didn't do it. And the young guy came in. TV helped him a lot. And, it just so happened that he was able to turn it around. So I respect the tenacity that it took for him to stick with it. And people underestimated him.
Well, to add to that, you know that he lost the presidency in 1960, right?
Yeah.
Then he
right.
And then he ran for governor of California and lost
that. That's what he said. He says over. You're done.
Yeah,
you were just the vice president.
Yes.
And you can't be that's what I'm saying. So I understated that, but that's true. Yes.
Yeah. And then
he really should have been. Really should have.
That would have totally deflated anybody. Oh my God. You know what I mean? But you're right.
I don't think he could have won as dog catcher.
Yeah.
He said he has all cats. We can't hire him. But
you know what? But you know what worked for him is when
the Law and Order president stuff.
Well, no, when Johnson said those favorite words.
Yes. Well, yeah, because
Johnson would have beat him.
Beat him up. Yeah. What do you have though? Because let's think back.
He would have beat him.
But let's think back. This is during the Vietnam War. You want to talk about stress level?
Yeah.
If you look at if you listen to the LBJ tapes, if you look at the effect that the Vietnam War had on him, and you were alive, so you saw on TV. They don't even do this now,
right?
With these caskets coming home. And showing that on TV, so that would stress those people picketing outside the White House. Yeah, I think that.
Well, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's why he resigned because of the war. Yeah, and
because you also remember this, that there were talks of ending the war before the election,
right?
And Nixon didn't want that. Oh no, no, because That's the only thing I got.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And Nixon and Trump were similar.
Very.
Because Johnson accused Nixon of treason when he said he had contacted the North Vietnam and was saying that I'll be able to get this straight. I'll be able to.
Back channels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same thing that this.
Same thing. Same thing that Trump did. It's so similar. Is that treasonous?
I thought it was.
You thought it was then?
Yeah. Well, of course, it wasn't widely known.
No,
that he did
not
that
then.
It was after the fact it came out.
Yeah.
Then, and then like on
he had tax, funky stuff with his taxes.
Nixon.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't even remember that. Yeah. Okay, he had so much, but it wasn't anything compared to what we have now. But I know that on the nightly news every night it was Vietnam. And they like you said, they showed the gunplay. They showed the gunplay, shooting, killing.
Yeah, so I'll make sure people don't understand. They had camera people in Vietnam showing you what was going on, the bombing and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was real deal serious. That was serious.
Right.
I don't know what the ratings were, but I'm assuming that they were pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every night on the news. This is Walter Cronkite.
And there was a big push to end this war.
Yeah, because they 50,000 died.
So with that being said, I think that the closest that they're gonna get is gonna be one of the Trump boys. If they get one of the Trump boys, then that could potentially make him crack, as you say. I don't think it'll be cracking in the sense of he won't be broken. He may make some deal and say, all right, I'll leave. Y'all didn't break me though.
But the guy's got to be scared to leave because they're saying, as soon as you get out of the office, we're going to get
true.
you.
And they should hold that tight. They shouldn't say that because he wouldn't have known it or thought about it. And I don't think that his attorneys would have brought that up. But the Democrats show their hands too much. And they're weak. And
I don't understand this little squabble they had today.
Yeah, well, matter of fact, we can go ahead and start there.
Yeah.
So that's on page 4. So what we're talking about is earlier today, Trump bickers with Democrat leaders and threatens a shutdown. Here's what's so crazy about that. Why did we see any of that?
He wanted it to be.
You're absolutely right.
You know what I mean?
They didn't want it there.
No.
They didn't want them cameras there.
No. And I don't understand what the squabble is about.
What you mean?
Because here it is. This was the campaign promise that you had that you're not keeping.
Yeah.
You said Mexico was going to pay, and now you want to hold the American people held ransom to pay $5 billion that you said somebody else is going to pay. Not only did you see, he said they were going to pay his people. Who's going to pay? Mexico's going to pay. So let Mexico pay. That was your campaign promise. They battered Obama by saying your health care price is not going to go up. Nah, he lied.
What about the late HW?
Yeah,
the
no
taxes.
More taxes. Yeah. But I'm saying that the Democrats don't even talk about that. Why have we, the American people, supposed to pay for something that you and your people said y'all already had taken care of?
You're absolutely right. And the thing about it is that he's been trying to run on promises made and kept.
Exactly.
What promises has he kept?
Right. He gonna get a wall built. You had the White House, the Senate, and Congress.
You had everything.
You had it all.
You had the majority, and you had the White House.
And you you didn't do it. You couldn't get that done. And now,
but they're not they won't hold his feet to the fire.
They have to.
They need to.
Yeah, you got to.
But the reason why they won't is because of the corruption in Washington. Because as much as I want to side with Nancy Pelosi on some things, as much as her roots come from the same place my roots come from,
Baltimore.
Right? Yes, Baltimore. I think that she is very ingrained. I think that they want to make deals. I think that they have. I think that they, for lack of a better word, I think they party together. Not just her, but Schumer. These people knew each other prior to this.
Please,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There is some connection, and so they agree on some things. They turn their backs, or the blind eye to certain things that happen. They know, just like you and I know, but they don't want to rock the boat because they got stuff too. They got stuff. They got little stuff going on too.
He tried to take a dig into her, saying that you might not even be president.
Right. Or you can't even say. He said you can't even say nothing. I'm saying like he don't care.
Right.
So you know what I mean.
Right.
You see how he treats his biggest and first supporter, who's a piece of crap anyway.
Attorney General.
Huh?
Attorney General.
Yeah. Former.
Yeah.
He's a piece of crap.
Yeah,
right.
The first senator to support him.
Yes,
yeah.
Coretta Scott King wrote a blistering letter about him in the '80s, of how she did not want him to become a judge. Mm-hmm. That came back up, during his confirmation. He's not any type of sympathetic figure whatsoever, but he was the first person, Senate-wise, to support him, and you see how he treated him. Flynn, my generals. See how he treat I mean, the list goes on. Kelly, his generals. He has no loyalty. Loyalty is a one-way street with him.
Well, who knows how to deal with him is Pence. You see how he was sitting up there today?
He didn't say nothing.
That's the way to deal with him. he sat up there like a mannequin. Didn't even, not that he didn't talk. He didn't move. He didn't move an arm, a leg. That's why now I wonder why you don't ever hear anything about Pence. He won't say nothing. He's just laying low. He's just laying low.
He has no cojones. None. I think he's a eunuch.
He said, I'm just waiting in case if y'all get rid of him, I can be president. That's his thing.
Well, yeah.
He's not gonna say anything. I don't want y'all to have nothing.
And he will pardon him.
Oh, of course. Oh yeah. For everything.
Yeah.
And
that's
the American people in the government will go along with it. They won't say anything, just like they said anything with
Nixon.
I think the people will. I think it'll be uproar for the people, though.
But the establishment Democrats and all of the Republicans, I won't say anything.
Right.
Because these establishment Democrats, these and you've talked about this, and we're going to get to this next. But the older Democrats, they're just as bad because they've been around too long. They came up with a lot of these people, and they're friends. You know what I mean? So it's just like, look, I'm gonna do this. You don't say nothing about this. I'm gonna do that. We got some unsaid spoken thing, and then we got a handful of stuff that we can talk about. You know what I mean? Handful of stuff that we can talk about. But they really are not going. It's false, but they act like they really value the presidency on one hand. But when you have somebody in there who clearly does not value it, you will not pull the trigger on some of the mechanisms that you have there to hold him accountable.
But you know what? They are so discombobulated by him because they've never encountered this before. They don't know what to do. I mean, if he was Obama, now they know what to do.
Oh, of course.
And
here's the thing: establishment Democrats will be the first to put the knife in President Obama's back. The first.
Yeah.
It'd be like, President Obama would be like, "Et tu, Nancy?"
Yes. Exactly.
That's Brutus for you Julius Caesar fans.
Yeah, exactly.
She would have been the first one.
Yeah.
She would have pushed past Schumer so fast.
Right.
We must save the Republic. Sorry.
That's right. But no, you're right. You're right.
And that's a black white thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Mm-hmm. It is.
No question.
And completely unrelated, but that's the same. That's the issue that I have with what they tried to put Kevin Hart through. Mm-hmm. Because I think that that's the same situation. Because you have other comedians of another race who have said this much worse. Mm-hmm. Where's the outcry of things? Because this is a black comedian who's risen to heights that few get to, mm-hmm. and I think that they're trying to humble him. And you just still remember, who's running this. Mm-hmm. You owe us an apology for something that you already apologized for. This is just a way to break you down and rake you over the coals. Mm-hmm. And he didn't fall for that. So mm-hmm. I'm happy about that. But President Obama, I don't think would have been there. So I don't expect him to be radical because it wasn't, like you always say, it wasn't the time for that. Mm-hmm. Because had he been a radical individual, he wouldn't have gotten as far as he did.
Right.
So he had to be establishment enough to maneuver. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
they like a black man that's non-threatening.
Yeah.
As long as you're not, they like Trump's boldness because he's white and he's a fighter. Do we have anybody that's close to him? Well, you can't elevate. They're not gonna go for it.
And roll like that.
Right. I mean, Jim Brown, actually, even more so than Muhammad Ali. Jim Brown back in the '60s was.
What Jim Brown?
The football player. Oh man,
Jim Brown. One that was that's been in the White House with Trump.
What
year? I need to look some of this stuff up.
Go back to the late '60s, early '70s. He was feared more so than you see. It was a different kind of fear. They feared Muhammad Ali because of black power. They feared Jim Brown. That's a black man. You know what I mean? That's a man.
Like a man's man.
Yeah. And then he did this movie with Raquel Welch, who was a sex symbol.
He was a big star.
Yeah, sex symbol them, and he was in. That just blew.
Was he her romantic lead?
Yeah.
Oh, that was probably a firestorm.
Yeah. And he was bold with his actions. Off stage, he was just like he was on stage.
So not like don't say he was like Jack Johnson.
He was from the standpoint, not that he was a womanizer with white women like that, like that, but that he stood up and whatever I wanted to do, I can do.
Okay.
That kind of, whatever I want to do, and I'm for black power, and so he was a black man back then. He was strong. He was strong. He was strong.
Wow.
There's none who.
We don't have any in this.
No, I mean you have.
In the last 20 years, have you seen anybody?
No. They'll stand like James stands up, but he's not they ain't scared of it. I mean, he ain't
who?
James.
Oh, okay.
He stands up for black issues, but
talking about LeBron James.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Jim Brown was.
But he's non-threatening.
Yes,
even though he's almost 7 feet, he's still non-threatening.
And then Shaq is non-threatening. They're big. But this guy was threatening.
So do you think
there is no?
Do you think that these non-threatening guys make a way for the aggressive black male down the line?
Way down the line, a black woman gonna come up before a black male. You know what I mean?
Like as you always call for a true leader.
Yeah. It's and listen. A lot of strong black men are in jail. So I mean, I'm just because
right.
They in jail.
Right. That's true. That's true. So they're going back and forth, threatening a shutdown again. Seems like we always, every 6 months or so, I feel like shutdown's looming. Now, for people that don't know what a government shutdown actually means. That means that the people that work for the government don't go to work and don't get paid.
Right.
They don't get paid. That means some services that are done by the government won't get done. You know what I mean? That affects everybody.
And they have some exclusions.
Right.
Because they may. I'm thinking about the post office. I think the first tier may still run. I don't know. It depends on how deep they want to go. Mm-hmm. And
we've had shutdowns before, though.
Yeah. And then, but here's the thing. And Trump says that he got the most votes, and the people love him. If it wasn't for this investigation, he would have 75% approval rating. So here's the thing: a government shutdown, then all he's doing is hurting his own constituents.
Yeah, but that's all he does is make moves to hurt them, and then he tries to. A lot of his diehards will believe whatever he says.
Yes, right.
But where he is bold, where he makes his mistake at, is this. This worked in 2016. 100%, it worked. Mm-hmm. Now, going into 2020, you need more than your core base to win. Mm-hmm. A lot of the people that voted for him were Democrats or
independents.
Independents, former President Obama voters. Mm-hmm. But he needs to expand his base in order to win. I think he should keep with this, just talking to his base, because if that's what he does, he's not going to win. Mm-hmm. He's not going to win like that. Mm-hmm. You got to expand. He has to expand his base. Mm-hmm.
Just like the Democrats took the House.
Yes, yes.
And that was a referendum on him.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's a great segue. Democrats who can challenge Trump in 2020. Mm-hmm. I have a list of 6 here that I think are the front runners right now. Mm-hmm. So I want us to quickly go over some of these, and I think that is a great place to start is with Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
So, as you have said many times, ran in '88 unsuccessfully. Tried to run, and
that's a long time ago too.
2008 also unsuccessfully. Mm-hmm. Before being picked up by President Obama. Did you ever think he had a chance?
Who?
Joe Biden.
I didn't think he thought he had a chance. No. I mean, he didn't have a chance from the standpoint that he didn't get past the first tier. 88, he might have.
So 88 when Jesse Jackson ran?
Yeah, he beat Jesse Jackson beat him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he had a groundswell of support. Yeah. So I thought that he was going to be the next guy. He was set up to be the next guy. I think maybe the passing of his son kind of derailed him. Joe Biden was you came off of 8 years with President Obama being robbing to President Obama. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Why he should have made it.
So you think he should have run? Because he didn't run.
He should have. Mm-hmm. Had he run, he probably would have beaten Hillary.
Yeah.
And I think maybe he would have had sense enough to pick up Bernie Sanders, and he could have defeated Trump.
Or he might have picked up Hillary. He might have taken. He might have taken Hillary.
That might have been a good one. That might have been a good one.
And I guess he regrets the fact that he didn't.
I know he does.
Yeah,
I know he does.
Yeah,
and he could talk trash a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah. But I think his time is gone now.
Well, you're right. I mean,
2020, he's going to be.
He's had 35 years as a senator in Delaware. I think his time, his time is.
But this is just Joe Biden is a real patriot, though.
Oh, no doubt.
His not like you alluded to his son dying, and he lost his wife, and This got to be in the late 70s, and another child.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he was a congressman, I think, then, and he was commuting back and forth from Delaware to Washington all the time. I mean, he lost. He's a patriot. I have a lot of respect for him. No question about it. Yeah.
As do I. Bernie Sanders.
Do you feel the burn?
He has a lot of experience, political experience. But just like Joe Biden, another white elderly male, 77 years old.
If he was 57, he could do it.
Oh yeah,
he could do it. He might could do it if he was 67. You know,
yeah.
But 57, he would.
Now, when you say can do it, you mean physically he can't do it, or you just mean that the electric it just does not want somebody that is an old white guy?
Yeah, because he's 77 now. So
Yeah.
2020, he's gonna be what? He's knocking 80 now.
Yeah.
And I think it's.
I think the party's trying to turn away from that.
Yeah,
And we need some diversity. Speaking of diversity,
and the only reason that they don't talk about Trump's age is that they say, well, he acting like a young man. He's still screwing and lying and cheating and flip-flamming. So,
Trump said, "I'm doing more than I did when I was 25 now."
Chucking and jiving. So they don't look at him as being old.
Yeah, it's true. Elizabeth Warren, she's relatively new to the political scene in comparison to the previous two guys.
Right.
Been in the Senate since 2013, Massachusetts. 69 years old though.
Hey.
Then when you say she's young, she's 69.
Yeah, she's my age.
Yeah, the older side of 69 too. She's creeping up on 70.
Yeah.
I think that this is the time for a fresh face, a new face. I think that Elizabeth Warren has been tainted a bit.
Yeah, I don't think she can do it.
She's been dragged through the mud a bit.
Yeah.
She could be a member of a cabinet.
Yeah. But she can't be the cabinet.
No, she can't. She can't be the head lady in charge. Mm-hmm. Pelosi's stronger than her. Mm-hmm. And because Pelosi knows how to do that back the
wheel and deal.
Yeah. And Elizabeth Warren clearly the DNA test was a bad look. It was a bad look that she did.
Yeah.
And yeah. I wish her well though. But,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
She's a good she's a good fighter for us on the Democratic side.
Speaking of good fighters, Pamela Harris, who I like.
Yeah.
I just think it's a little early for her. I think it might be a little too early.
Well, that's what Obama said. That's what they said about Obama.
That's a good point.
Wait your turn, young man. Wait your turn.
That's a good point.
And he said, no, this is my turn. And so I think that out of this group, that we talked about thus far, I like her the best.
Yeah. She's not a veteran. She has some experience.
Yeah.
So she was Attorney General in Cali for 6 years. Mm-hmm. Before she became senator in 2017. Right.
And that's a big state. You're talking about what?
Oh, yeah.
18, 19 million people. And so she's accustomed to being on a big stage. So she's not scared.
Right.
And
she seems like she's ready for prime time.
Yeah.
53 years old.
Yeah. It's now or never for her. She's I can't wait.
She's young by political standards.
Yeah. But so another 4 years, she's gonna be what? Knocking 60 down.
So you saying she needs to get in there now?
Well, yeah, because she's 53 now. So in 2020, she's gonna be what, 55?
Right. Yeah.
So it's she got to go in here now.
And she's making moves like this is what her goal is.
Yeah. And she's you know how I am about black women. I think that they are the pillar of this country, and they are going to save the union. Yeah, I really believe it. And,
I agree.
So,
she's exactly what Democrats seem to be looking for: fresh face, diverse, progressive candidate. Mm-hmm. And I think that she would be in for a fight.
Yeah,
she'd be in for a fight.
Yeah.
So we have two more people on this list: Cory Booker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cory. He speaks well. He's got a good resume. Mm-hmm. And nice.
Stanford, Oxford, and Yale.
Yeah. I mean, he got a hell of a resume.
Jersey guy.
I don't think that that the American people will rally behind him.
He's a moderate.
Yeah.
And one thing that works in his favor is that he could pull some Republicans. Mm-hmm. He could get some left-leaning Republicans. Mm-hmm. He could get their support. Mm-hmm. Again, I think he could be a member of the cabinet, but not the guy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this is no disrespect to him. Mm-hmm. I just think that that's where we are. Mm-hmm. So last person that we have on this list, Beto O'Rourke. So he was defeated by Ted Cruz last month's midterms. And as we talked about earlier, just because you lost does not mean that you can't win in another race. So he's been getting some support. He's from Texas. And he initially was not thinking about running.
Right.
Now, maybe.
Yeah.
What do you think about Beto O'Rourke?
I don't see him as the head man.
Yeah.
I do see him as a good VP. A good,
Because he could deliver Texas, maybe.
Yeah. He could be a good VP, and he could get some votes for you. Unlike the guy from Hillary, he didn't help Hillary at all.
Well, he's from Virginia.
Yeah. Because then O'Rourke can cross over. He's gonna get a lot of independents across this country.
He definitely could.
And I think he could be an asset. I think he's primed for vice president.
And a big problem for Bernie Sanders' chances of running. This is the young Bernie Sanders. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. He's that. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we're up against the clock, but I have this. So here's the ticket. See what you think about this. Pamela Harris as president, Beto O'Rourke as vice president, and Cory Booker in the cabinet. I don't know where. I'm not saying Secretary of State, but somewhere in the cabinet.
Right. I mean, I can see that.
Elizabeth Warren in the cabinet.
Yeah, I can see that at this point. This is what, December the 11th, 2018. I can see that. But hey, 6 months from now, maybe completely different.
It could be
because we're gonna have more people. We're gonna have more people.
We've come to accept this. Avenatti is not a contender. What you see him as Attorney General?
No, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm a whole my.
You have not written off.
No, I haven't written him off yet.
How could you have not written off?
I haven't written
Avenatti. Yeah, I mean we like Avenatti.
Yeah.
But
so he has been able to rebut.
No, I think he has. I think his practices. Well, I mean he's also he's been having public spats with Stormy Daniels.
Well, has he?
Not on his part, but on her part. She's been saying he has been agreeing to stuff that she didn't know about or something, something like that.
Okay,
but,
I don't know about yeah.
So I don't know. I hope that I like him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he needs to take his ball and go home. I think he needs to keep attacking Trump.
Yeah.
Because he's good. He's working towards the common cause.
Yeah.
Of attacking Trump.
Yeah.
Last thing before we get out of here, this news out of Charlottesville. A jury recommends life plus 419 years today for the man that was convicted of killing the woman and injuring dozens when he drove the car into the counter protesters in that white racist rally. Why do they always say nationalists? Why do they say white nationalists? Why don't they say white racist?
Right.
Is that word's too hard?
Yeah, I guess yeah. Virginia is a death state. They kill people in Virginia.
No doubt.
I don't know why they.
But he, because you rob a bank there or kill somebody. Black guy kills the bank guard.
Right. Death sentence.
And
he injured 40 people.
And killed a white girl.
Right. But then again, Trump said that it was good people.
There's good people on both sides. So they deliberated for 4 hours over 2 days, and under the state law, the judge can actually impose a lower sentence from what the jury has recommended, but he can't increase them. So.
And I wouldn't put it past him that he may lower it. Trump has been one thing they've been doing that's worked for them favor. They've been putting judges on these benches.
Yeah. So Wow, does that seem like a year and a half ago when he did
it really
that crime?
No, nope.
All right, so the news is moving fast, so there's no telling what's gonna have happen when we come here next week.
Oh, please.
There's no telling.
No, because a big story too. What I think will culminate next week is in China. That Canada arresting, that company is the second biggest tech company in the world, bigger than Apple. People don't even realize that. It's bigger than Apple.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. So but definitely thank you as always. So I guess we got to decide what we're going to do for the next, or after next week, for the next 2 weeks, because those will be holiday time. I don't know if you want to do another day of the week.
We'll work it out, because you guys need to hear us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And we got a lot of stuff we need to say.
Don't tell them what's going to happen over the holiday. The man's talking about shutting down the government. They might shut down the airwaves.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen. All right. So thank you as always.
All right, man. All right. I love you.
All right. Love you too.
All right. See you next week.
See you.